got the baby girl here with me this morning, huh? I gotta get ready for work. You can't be laying around on me. She's so cute. But I got work today. I'm a little frustrated because I just haven't really been able to change a lot in my life. I woke up today and I'm 118 pounds. That's dumb. I've been trying really hard to eat. I've been eating 3 meals. I've been cooking. I don't know why I can't gain weight. I really don't know because, like, I mean, I'm eating, like, mixed nuts. I'm getting in, like, heavier calorie foods, avocados, things like that. I'm eating snacks and meals. I mean, I really don't get why I'm not gaining weight. So that's just really frustrating to me. I just had that cyst removed from my foot, which I'm not gonna show because it's kind of gnarly. But anyway, it's like just got a really big band-aid on it now because they were able to remove it with a syringe after X-rays and ultrasounds, dumb shit, loops I had to jump through. But anyway, so she just fucking stabbed me like there's like 10 puncture wounds I could see on my foot, and it's just she just stabbed it and broke it up and like sucked it out, and I almost fainted. I just looked at her. I'm like, I can't see anything. I'm also getting tinnitus. And she's like, okay, you're gonna faint. I just need you to like lean back a little because like she had a needle in my foot. So, but it was just I've never been queasy about blood, but my blood pressure just dropped. So there was nothing going to my, I'm sure I was so pale faced, but I got that taken care of and it's fine. But I gotta work today and I just haven't worn shoes since, so I'm sure it'll be uncomfortable. But anyway. I'm just frustrated with things, that's all. I just can't gain weight, and I don't know, I've been doing great to try to change, and, I've been playing TFT less, I dedicate more time to art. I would like to do more pixel art, I haven't done that in forever, but I still, have small projects and stuff going, and, I hang out with my boyfriend, I mean, we go out, and I've been leaving the house more, keeping up on shopping. I'm just sad about my weight, really. It pisses me off being this weak, and I don't know why, but whatever. I'm gonna be late for work because I had to try on different shoes to feel what would not hurt it because I put on my normal tennis shoes. They don't feel good. So I tried my old Jimmy John shoes because they have a larger toe box. And they don't have the insoles, the gel insoles in them, so it just didn't feel good, even though they were big enough to not press against my, where the cyst got removed, so I'm wearing my tennis shoes, and they do not feel good, so at least my shift's only 4 hours, but my god, it's not gonna be good. Wish me luck. I'm doing cash office right now. It hurts so bad. I take off my shoes and I'm just standing on the dirty floor because this one hurts, but if I take them off just the one, if I just take off the one I need, I'm standing unbalanced. I take off both. This sucks, but it is what it is. Work hard for that money. Yeah, I'm off work now. I've hit every red light, so just yapped for a while. Work was fine, easy day. I don't really know. I don't know what I'm gonna, when I get home I do need to eat. I'm hungry. I didn't bring a snack even though I had a longer shift, but longer meaning it was 4.5 hours instead of 2. So, I don't know what to do for another job. Obviously, I shouldn't worry about it because I don't have bills. I don't have ends that need met. I make enough money to survive, and then once summer ends, I'll have the substitute teaching. I'll be able to do it again because school will be back in session. So. That's the plan for that. So I guess I just won't worry about working, but it makes me worry that, my savings is still I'm still having to pick little bits out of it when I can't make rent with just what's in my checking. Granted, I did do a lot of shopping because Ross had their double discount days, so I got 40% off instead of 20% off, and I got aside from snacks, I didn't buy anything fun. I was buying shampoo, conditioner, a new trash can, new pillows, bed sheets, things that I've been neglecting to buy for so long. So things I needed, and it was probably $200 I spent, but I saved $130. So pretty good deal there, and so I'm fine with that. And that was a fun trip to go with my boyfriend. I took my parents with me so they could buy what they needed, and at the discount, so that was nice. I bought my sister 3 different pairs of shoes because she just got a new job. She used to work at a gas station, now she works at a bank or credit union, and so she just needs nice business casual shoes. So I bought her 3 pairs she can try on. If she likes them all, she can keep them, but which I don't care if she pays me back, because I only bought necessities. I essentially have $130 I saved, and that's like extra money I don't care about. So if she doesn't pay me back for the shoes, it's like no loss to me really, because I already got what I needed at a discount, which was nice to be able to help them out. And you know, that's always good, sharing the deals. I got my boyfriend some stuff, new like a wireless power bank because his charging cord's fucked up, so that was nice. Things like that. So that's been good. I went camping for Father's Day, and that was nice. I went with my boyfriend. It was just my parents, and we all hung out, and that was cool. Flooded the river, stuff like that. So that was nice. I haven't been keeping up my diary. I'm probably like 20 days behind, and last time I checked it was 19, so 20 now. Because I think about it in the back of my mind. Honestly, for like 2 weeks I forgot about it completely, and then I would like periodically be like, oh, I gotta fill this in, but like I have to write it like 2 weeks worth now. Which, granted, I don't have to write anything because it's like a mood diary specifically. So if I remember how I felt that day, you know, whether I was doing like as it was a good day or a bad day, basically, it boils down to that. And I kind of just go through my photo gallery, and whatever photos I have that day kind of tell me what I did that day. So I had some pictures of like art stuff, like progress pictures, and so I was like, oh yeah, I drew that day, like I know what I did, and I remember the day a little. It jogs my memory. I had like pics of me in the bath, whoa, so I knew I took a bath that day, like I was like, okay, I remember that day. So I'm catching that up, and I finally started chipping away at it while I was on break. I think for a long time I was debating, like, granted, those 2 weeks I forgot about it, but in the, like, basically a week since after that, where it's kind of been on my mind, I've been debating whether I want to continue it, because I have kept it for almost, like, 7 years now. This August will be 7 years, so 7 years of my life are in that diary. I didn't always write, but I always had my moods, and so I can see my rock bottom on that, and I don't know if I really want to hold on to that stuff, because I don't know, it's not something I really want to remember. However, I don't know if it's going to be like going forward, I want to look back and stuff like that. What bothers me most is I have like things written like about my ex-boyfriend, like, you know, because I wrote in the diary, and so any days I spent with him are written about there. And I don't really want to hold on to that, and it's not like it's staring me in the face. All I see is the most like recent couple days. And so it's not like it's a big deal, but it's just the fact that I know it's there. I know like our history is written down, and that's not applicable to my life anymore. However, it is a part of my history. So there's just that constant back and forth of, do I really want to keep up with this? Do I really want to like keep doing this? And I think ultimately, you know, what I decided as I was filling it in on my break was I really want to keep doing it, because I wrote about the camping trip today, which was like 3 weeks ago now that happened, but I was filling it in and I wrote about the camping trip, and I was just like, wow, those are great memories. I remember it like more now, but thinking back like a year, I wouldn't remember that, when, you know, some really fun stuff happened on that trip to make it unique, and that's something I want to remember. So I'm gonna fill that in. It was just a really like inner confliction that I had for a long time, or not conflict. I could just stop there. Inner conflict. But I was just I don't know, indecisive, and I think I've noticed that more lately. Is I'm starting to allow my indecision to affect my life. Especially, I just get like the paralysis of overwhelming of, like, I have so much to do, where do I start? And I end up not doing anything at all, which that's not good. So even if I start and it's like inefficient, that's what bothers me. Is I'm like, well, if I clean the floor mats, if I do that laundry today, I'm gonna need to like sweep it and everything, so that when they're done they go back on it. But I need to also do the normal laundry first and then do those, and then so it just completely keeps adding. And like, I could just throw all the floor mats in the washer and call it good. You know, I shouldn't be stressing so much. I just be stressing too much, that's all. And so I get that paralysis of indecision where I'm like, I don't know where to start, so I'm not going to start. But if I started anywhere, that's better than pushing it off. So I'm really trying to catch that moment in my thoughts where I'm being indecisive, and I'm trying to recognize like, hey, I'm making a decision right now, let's make it. And I kind of force that process to go forward.
in my mind, because I'm not getting anywhere if I don't. So it's just that recognition that I'm trying to work on, of where can I just keep going, where can I start to move forward, and I don't know, just I get things done, really, because I've definitely been putting off a lot of stuff lately. Not like bigger chores, because I'm doing really well to keep up with normal chores and all of that, but it's just trying to recognize in myself where I want to improve, because I feel like I'm not getting anywhere, especially just seeing my weight not change, seeing the same 5 pounds I gain and lose pisses me off. So just seeing that all the time, the constant that I'm physically not changing, it makes me feel like I'm not getting anywhere in my life, and that sucks. But I have to remember, like, I am changing, I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm trying my best to do better, and one day my best will be better. It will be better than what it is now. It's just work in progress, that's all. And other than that, I'm doing great. I'm not playing TFT as much as I was, and there's definitely something with that I do want to talk about. Not TFT, but anyway, I'm home, so I'm gonna go inside. God, I'm sweaty. Alright, taking off my shoes hurts like a bitch because it just pushes against it, but I'm home. Got my baby saying hi. She came out to say hello to me. Pretty girl, and he's just fat. Hi, big boy. We have the couch like this because my boyfriend got this cool CRT. So we have like the retro center and stuff. We're a work in progress, but it looks pretty cool, right? That way he can sit and play games, and then I can sit and watch movies. So it's like perfect. See, this is the bandaged one. So I got the big. Oh my god, I'm shaking so bad. I got the band-aid on this foot. Garm feel. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about is actually, because I have not been doing well to not smoke. So because I think that's marijuana, for reference. That's another big inner conflict I've been going through. Is I've shown symptoms of depression since I was 10. I've been suicidal since I was 13. I've had 3 different therapists. I've tried 2 different antidepressants, and nothing has worked. So I'm actually a very horribly sad and just depressed individual, and it sucks. And you would never think that for how I am like this, but so the only thing that has ever been the cure-all is smoking weed. It's just instant mood booster. I let it go, and whatever I'm ruminating on, it's just not that deep, but I'm also able to talk about it better. I'm able to just get the words out. So, which is strange, I wouldn't think I'd have better communication when I'm stoned, but I definitely do, which is crazy. It's more that I don't think so hard, and I don't hold in the words. I don't try to polish them, so sometimes I'm pretty bad with my words, but they actually get out, which is better than not saying anything. And that would be great. If it's just a cure-all, that would be awesome. I just keep smoking. That's what, whatever. The problem is I get horribly sick and nauseous, when, just, not while I'm smoking, but just throughout the day of not smoking, because, smoking itself, it's, the THC, it's known to help with nausea and stuff, but what it does is, slow your digestion. What it does to me is it kind of, stops mine completely, more so, or it just makes it really shitty, which is probably why I'm not gaining weight, which is horrible. So I have to be depressed and take care of my life, or I sacrifice my weight and a bit of my health to be happy. That's not cool. And you could just say why don't you just fix your life and be happy without it? Almost said a slur. I've been trying. All right, you think I haven't tried that? That's probably the worst thing I ever read in a book, was people are depressed, whatever, they have these issues, and they keep it that way because they get something out of it. And the example in the book was you just gotta kick back and drink a beer in the morning, and things like that. And granted, my boyfriend, he definitely does that, but I take care of myself anyway. I take care of my life. I shop, I cook, I clean, I
enjoy activities. I don't doom scroll. I draw, I play games, I take care of the cats. I love playing with the cats. I've been teaching them to walk outside on the harness, things like that. I'm doing really well in my life. I have a great situation. I love my family. I get along with all of them, and I love my boyfriend and his family, and I get along with all of them. I love our babies, our pretty kitties, and we have a great home together. We've built this place together, and I should be happy. I should be extremely happy, but sometimes there's just days when I'm miserable, and I don't know why, and I've never known why, because this is something I've experienced for most of my life now. So because I'm 22 years old, it's been 12 years that I've like became depressed. My mom would be able to attest for it. It was after my grandma died. I'd never recovered from that. And like I've totally made peace with that now and everything. The last thing I need to do is visit her grave because I've never done that. And at least not that I remember. It might have when I was a kid. But, since the funeral, I just haven't been. And I've already made peace. She used to take me to church. So the church where we had the funeral was the. We went like one time after and I couldn't stop crying, but I made it through, and I went with my boyfriend, and I was able to go in that church and be like, this is a beautiful place. I'm glad I got to be here and remember the memories I had with my grandma. And that was really nice. But so that's what got me depressed as a kid. And now, like, what do I have to be upset about? I don't know if just because that happened, because I stayed so depressed for most of my adolescent years, or almost most of my adolescent years. I don't know if I'm just gonna be that way now, if I'm just, because it's not like I'm pessimistic. I'm always like looking on the bright side. At least there's this, I can always find the silver lining in everything. In everything. Like, I'm a very optimistic person. I don't know why I get so down. And it sucks, Obviously, I'm depressed because of the state of the world. Like, I try not to think about it. That's my cope, is I just don't think about it. But, like, the fact that I'm not gonna own a house for a long time and, make money to get out of the apartment, and that I could never be, like, a full time artist, that's just not gonna happen anymore. And I don't know. I might not be able to be a mom because, one, my health isn't good enough. Like, I'm not at a weight where I can support a child right now. Which, granted, I'm working on gaining weight. However, I also like financially being able to afford and raise and give a child the childhood they deserve, the one that I want them to have. And I know, like, I would always be able to make it work, but it's not fair to them if I can't give them a life that I want them to live, one that's really worth living. I'm not gonna drag someone into the world and be like, hey, good luck. So I might never get to be a mom, and that's all I really want to be. That's what I want to be when I grow up. If I can't be an artist, I want to be a mom, and I might not get either of those things, so. That sucks. I'm almost in tears about it, so that sucks. Obviously, it upsets me, but I don't know why I'm depressed. Like, I'll go out with family and friends and I'll have fun. I'll have a great time. And as soon as I get home, I'm just like that might be just like social battery gets drained. I don't know if I just get drained so easily, but it could be out with like people I love, people I enjoy being with, and it just kills me. As soon as I like get home or leave the situation, I'm like, I'm done. I can't do anything. And then even some days when I just wake up and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't get out of bed. Like, I know I can, but why? And I just really feel like the deep down, and I just it's like for just episodes for a while. And so, like, I haven't been active for a minute and talking about anything because I haven't had anything good to say. And now I don't think I have great things to say. I don't have great news or anything, but I have a decent outlook to where I'm stable enough and I can talk about it. I've just been thinking a lot lately. But anyways, so I'm gonna try to smoke. Every time I stop smoking, I get better. Like, physically, I'm less nauseous. I can, like. Well, no, I'm just less nauseous, that's all. But, so that helps. But I get depressed, and it's like what's really changing here? Am I? So it's just I'm always trading off between my mental health and physical health, I guess. But I've been good to, like, at least I'm smoking a lot less. It's like not as much. I'm not doing it to like go crazy, whoa, party. But it's not for fun. Sometimes, yeah, it's for fun. Sometimes I want to have a great time with my boyfriend. It's because I can't drink at all, apparently. last time I drank, I threw up, which was a couple days ago. All I had was it was like these fancy like girl drinks, you know. So that, because I love beer and I love the taste of beer, but I can't handle the gluten. Like it actually, like I will guarantee throw up, even if I had like one beer. What? I just can't do it. And so I have these girly drinks, not the seltzer water, but like it's like apple wine and stuff like that. Anyway, it's like the equivalent a little over 2 beers, but I spaced it out and I had meals and I wasn't sick at all that night, but I woke up in the morning and I threw up. And then the last time before that I drank was probably like a month before because I just don't drink a lot because I know that I can't tolerate it well. But when I drank, I threw up for the next 18 hours and I had like 2 shots with food, with like in a mixed drink. Like it wasn't just I was downing them. I had like a ton of food and water and everything with it. And I threw up for like the whole night, just the whole night and the whole next day almost. It was like 18 hours before I stopped. I couldn't eat anything but half a minute. That fucking sucked. So I just can't drink anymore. I can't do anything like that. So sobriety for the win, I guess. But it's just like I don't have a problem with being sober. I have great time drawing and cooking, doing things like that. It's not like I need it. I don't need it, but it's just like now and then, when you have fun, if you, I don't know, it's just fun. But for me, it's because I don't really drink, so when I smoke, it's so fun. It's like I remember my boyfriend one time, he asked me like on a scale of 1 to 10, how are you doing? No hesitation, I snapped back. I was like 50, and I remember that, and I remember I really felt that way. I felt like so just like happy, and I noticed every time I smoke, it's just nothing's that deep, which is so nice. Like it's just like everything washes over me because I take life too seriously. That's my biggest character flaw. I take everything too seriously. I can't really ease up. I know like my ambitions, my goals, and so I feel like that's more important than anything else, and I end up not enjoying myself, but I've been working on that and enjoying myself. It's just hard for me to let go. I'm a very stressed out. I probably have OCD. I wish I could get like a formal diagnosis for mental health and see a psychiatrist. I just don't want to be prescribed anything. I just want to know what's wrong with me because I don't know if the depression I have is actually like a symptom rather than the condition I have, because it could be a symptom of my life from how I live. My oldest sister has OCD, like very badly, has been diagnosed and like working on it, but she's gotten a lot better through the years. But I would draw a lot of comparisons between her, a lot of similarities between her and I, and in the way we think and in the way we live and in the way we stress. I wouldn't say I struggle with anxiety so much. I can go with the flow. I can be chill. I know how to, and it doesn't really like I don't get the tense, the nothing like that, but it's a very like loose depression like that. And so I don't know if that's a symptom for me overthinking, having the thoughts that I don't want to be thinking, because I'll just like the other day I was driving home from work and I was just like, if my little sister got cancer, I would do everything I could to save her. And I started crying, and I was thinking of like if my little sister was dying, and like everything I would do to try to raise money to save her, and everything like that. And like, why am I thinking about this on the drive home? I don't need to be thinking about that. Like that's not even happening. One, that I'm making up stuff that's not even real, and I'm getting upset over it. So like I do that all the time, and it just comes to my mind without even thinking. Like I can't even stop it. It just pops in. I'm like, fuck, ruins my day, and like things like that. And I really struggle with that. That happens all the time, and that fucking it just ruins me, ruins my mood. And I try to come back from it. I listen to music. I remind myself like it's not real. That's not what's happening. Even if it's a very real possibility of what could happen, it's just I have to move on, and I'm trying. It's just, man, there's a little too much wrong with me. It's fine. I just get really frustrated and fed up, and I just stay. I have like so many conversations in my head, and that helps with the loneliness. I haven't really felt lonely lately. I've been nice getting along with my coworkers, but I've pretty much given up on the idea of making friends. I'm just not interested enough for it to be fair for me to like be in a relationship, like a friendship with them. Um, you know, I don't know, because there's some nice like girls at work and around my age, and I don't really like talk to them. And when I do, I don't know. There's no like click I guess. But I don't know. I just can't see myself going out of my way outside of work to do anything, and I'm just have to be fine with that. But I notice in my life I don't know. It makes me a little jealous, which isn't right at all. But I get jealous whenever my boyfriend's hanging out with his friends and things like that, because not really because of like I want that. I don't really want friends, but I wish, I'm jealous of the friends that they're hanging out with my boyfriend, which is dumb. Because I think it's just because he's my only friend. He's the coolest person I know. He's my best friend. He's my lover. All that good stuff. And so I just wish I don't know. And I don't know. I just have to remember. I just have to remember what he tells me, that he loves hanging out with me, that he makes time to and he wants to, and we do always have fun. I just feel like I'm not really a fun person to be around, and I don't know. Uh, but I can't think like that because if he didn't want to be around me, he'd leave. It I don't know, but it's just whatever. So, but anyway, I just try not to get jealous. I just have to remind myself, like, this is ridiculous. Why am I have I live with my boyfriend, I see him all day. And maybe someday I'll have my own friends someday. you know I don't know. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't really get along with anyone like I get along with him. He's awesome. He's my boy. I get along with my family okay, but like I don't know. I can have good conversations with them, but they're just all so busy doing their own thing, and I don't know. I miss hanging out with my sisters. You know, I miss that. I miss them. I miss like having people here. Granted, I got my baby girl. Look at her. She is a pretty girl. They keep me company. I talk to them a lot. They keep me sane. Because if I'm not talking to them, I won't talk to anybody. I mean, I go days at a time where the only people I talk to is my boyfriend and my cats, and that's it. My parents sometimes at work. I'll talk to people and stuff, but I can definitely get away with days at work where I will have no conversations, only work related. Like, hey, what do you want me to work on, or is it okay if I run this rack, like stuff like that. And so I don't really talk or conversate a lot, and I make up for that by being in my head, but I don't know if I'm just getting used to that. If I just don't find anyone else interesting enough, or I don't know, compatible enough to where I just kind of talk to myself, and I'm happy that way, because if I talk to myself, that's it. I can be me around them, and because I don't know, I think what I like about my boyfriend is I can also be sad around him. What tires me out so much about hanging out with other people is I can't really, we're supposed to be hanging out, and so why would I act the way I'm feeling if it's not good, So I kind of put on a face, and that tires me out. But um, I don't know. I find it hard to care. I don't know. I don't really know what my problem is, so I'm still kind of thinking on that, working on that. I need a shower. It's a pain to shower with my foot thing, but whatever. I don't know. There's just a lot been going on. I mean, also like my car wasn't working. I finally have it back now. But like a week ago, it was just in the shop. I had to have it towed twice because it broke down. They thought they fixed it, and then I got it back, and then it had to be towed again because it broke down. Uh, it was just a whole mess. I've just been so stressed out lately, and I don't think I've properly found a way to de-stress, because that would be going to the gym for me. That's my biggest like ability to let it all go, to really channel it into something productive rather than just being so angry all the time. And so, because if I'm not depressed, if I'm not just sad, loose, depressed, I get my uptight, it doesn't turn to anxiety, it turns to anger. I become like a really mad, frustrated, irritable person, and I snap, and I don't like that. I don't like being that, and I do my best to control it, but I still feel it, even if I'm not like lashing out at people, I'm still mad. um, Anyway, I need to get back in the gym whenever I'm healthy enough, because I've just been losing so much weight. I don't want to go to the gym and lose more weight, because I do haha. I do weightlifting, and so that's not gonna like burn as much calories, but just the sheer fact of I have way more muscle than I have body fat for the normal amount as a woman should have. So I weigh not as much as I need to be weighing, but I also am just so low on body fat that I just have like I feel like I have nothing. And muscle burns calories faster than fat does. Um, so it's why God, where was I? Oh, it's because I'm mostly muscle. I just burn a lot of calories. And so by working the muscles, I'm going to burn a lot of calories. And so it's just, I'm all over the board where I'm just kind of stuck. I'm kind of like in a place where if I push in one direction, I end up going back another direction. You know, I need 2 steps forward and 2 steps back. I'm literally just getting nowhere. At least it feels that way, especially physically. And like I said, because physically, that's what's happening. It feels horrible. So that's annoying. Um, Other than that, everything's fine. I mean, I'm cooking well. I mean, I'm doing everything in life well. I think I'm doing all right. I had an art reel hit like 400,000 views and 20,000 likes, so that's pretty cool. Um, First taste of victory, woo! But I just feel so mundane, and I try to celebrate the small wins, things like that. But you know, the days just go by, and I just have to let them. That's all. The days go by, and I want to change. I want to get better. I just have trouble deciding exactly which ways I want to change and what to focus on, because I feel like if I focus on one thing too much, then another thing gets lost, and I just never have the time of day. So, but anyway, I have to eat. I had like half a bowl of cereal this morning and I threw the other half out, so I'm pretty hungry. Um, so I'm gonna go do that. All right. Um, I'll try. I'll try not to smoke. Um, because I never have an appetite, and so that also, you know, I get the munchies. Well, I get the munchies like crazy, so it actually helps me eat a lot of food. The problem is, what I think is that I'm just not digesting it enough, so the calories don't stick with me because I should be gaining weight for how much I eat. But I just can't eat when I'm not high, which is dumb. Like I can, but it's so much less, and I just get like so sick of it, and so I don't know what to do. I probably just have to like quit completely for a while, so I'll just suck it up and be fucking depressed. We'll see how that goes. I'm not excited for that. That's also part of it is I know what's going to happen if I stop. I know what's going to happen, so I dread it. I push it off. I'm like, okay, this weekend's the weekend, the last weekend, and you know, I'll stop during the week and things like that. But I know it's just that I know, and I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to go back to being the way I was because I mean, my boyfriend sees that, and the way he describes it the best is that I'm low energy, and I think that's the best description of it. I get low energy where I literally just don't want to do anything, and I do it anyway, but I just can't like. I don't have the energy to smile. I don't have the energy to do anything. You know, no pep in my step. It's just as I'll laze around and everything gets done. You know, do the dishes, but I'm depressed doing it. It just sucks. It sucks being that, and so I don't know. I don't know. I just don't want to go back to that, you know? I've been that way for long enough in my life. It sucks. It sucks that I have to be so weak, you know? It sucks that. Why do I have to get the problems? I mean, why do I have to be this way? Why do I have to be the weakest one? Why am I so physically unable to tolerate alcohol or anything? Why is my digestive just. Whatever. I'm so fucked up and it sucks. It sucks. It sucks. It's not fair. Especially, I mean, my boyfriend drinks all day, all the time, and like, and smokes too, and doesn't. I hate nicotine. That's the one thing I fucking hate. Is it the head rush? It just doesn't feel good to me. It does not feel like I've been standing my whole life and I just sat down. Not even close. It's just not fun. I don't like it, so I don't do nicotine at all. No tobacco for me. But he's got the big three, and like he's just fine. You know, that's it. And I get a crumble from like a beer. I had a Guinness once and I threw up like for the next like whole morning the next morning because I had one Guinness and it was all the like alcohol like the gluten. I guess I just can't tolerate anything, man. Fucking sucks. It does. It sucks being this week, but you know, I still have fun. Like, I did go camping and we went out shopping, which was shouldn't have been fun, but it was a lot of fun. And, you know, I still enjoy life. It's just, rawr, trying, I guess. I'm just yapping at this point, so I'm gonna go. I gotta eat. Bye.